Welcome to the Mild Exaggeration podcast, where we talk about nothing and everything all at once. With your host, Stephanie.
Angie.
And Mandy, be sure to tune in every Wednesday for our latest episode.
Okay, so let's talk about what everyone's reading. I'm currently reading Jeanette McCurdy's I'm Glad My Mother Died. And I have to say, I'm only on chapter, I believe, 30 right now, and I'm pretty interested. I find myself very excited to read the rest of it.
So I read that a couple of weeks ago, and I feel like when I was listening to it, because I'd done the audio version on Spotify, that I can't help but thinking about iCarly and how much I loved watching that show. My kids loved watching iCarly, and thinking about how, it's a fun show to watch, but the entire time she shot that TV show, she was so miserable and going through all that. So I feel like that was like something like a deep reflection.
And I look forward to reading her book because I don't know everything of what she went through. I know some of it, like little bits and pieces. And I don't know. I want to read it to see like what her story is.
Yeah, it was really good.
I kind of found myself on each I guess part of the book where she was referring to a specific scene or role she booked. I would find myself going on YouTube to watch that clip. I would pause the book, or I would stop reading to go and read that, to go look at that clip, and to kind of look at her facial, like to go and look at like her facial expressions and knowing like what she was feeling and what she was going through at the time. And a lot of those scenes, especially with the iCarly, I did see. And at the time, it didn't see anything. But then when you think about some of the emotions or the feelings or even things that her family were going through at the time, it really made me think like she's been acting her whole life without even thinking about it.
Yep. It's crazy.
I'm liking it. I really didn't have any knowledge that she ever went through anything. Honestly, I still don't even have an idea of really why, I don't know, maybe she wrote her book, but I want to see what's going on. And the only reason why I actually wanted to read this was because it was popular in my For You section on my app.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to put it on my reading list.
Yeah, I had no reason. I really never really think about Jeanette McCurdy, to be honest.
Yep.
And it's so weird to me, and I think it would be a good book to read because Arya is so into iCarly and always watches it. It's always on.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about the time when Arya was obsessed with it, and then got Valerie obsessed with it. And then I remember hearing them on the iPad saying that Sam kissed whatever the character's name was. I can't remember his name. Freddie.
Yeah, Freddie.
And when you read the book, that was just a scene in a teeny bopper show, but it was a very significant thing that she
I would
was
like to
going
put it
through.
on my reading list. Are you reading anything else, or is that the only book you're reading?
That's the only thing I'm interested in reading right now. I am reading one of the books that I think the both of you recommend, or maybe no, Angie recommended, the Fourth Wing. It's okay. I'm not that excited about reading it. I'm only wanting to finish reading it is because I have to return it in soon.
Oh no.
Angie, what are you reading?
I have an audiobook of The Divergent, the first one. And then on an ebook, I'm reading A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. She wrote Divine Rivals. Pretty interesting story. The Divergent one is actually pretty good too. But I feel like I only ever seen the first Divergent movie. I kind of remember.
I didn't know the movie.
I didn't even know anything about the movie.
So it's pretty interesting. The Divergent's pretty interesting, but I am enjoying the River Enchanted more. I just don't have time to read it.
So is Divergent the same author as some other popular book that's a movie? No?
I don't know.
What's the author's name?
I don't know.
That's cool.
So I'm currently reading The Fourth Wing as well.
Mhm.
Nobody asked
And
you, Stephanie.
no, nobody asked me, but I'm gonna put in my input. So I'm currently reading The Fourth Wing.
Yeah, what is your take on
It's
it?
it's not bad. I really thought it wasn't going to be, I guess, like my cup of tea.
Mhm.
But I guess I'm enjoying it because I look forward to listening to it. But I do look forward to the second book.
I'm
And I don't know, it's
scared.
okay.
How many books?
With books, I usually feel like so connected with the characters
Yeah.
and I don't know, like they're a part of my life. And I
Mhm.
I hate to say this, but I just don't feel that with Fourth
Mhm.
Wing. At least not
That's how
yet.
I feel. Yeah, me too. But
Yeah.
I'm
I
very
felt that
early
too.
on.
Yeah.
I'm
I felt
only a
that
few
too.
chapters in.
So
So
I'm
Mhm.
how many
listening to
books
that
are
as
there
an
in that series?
audiobook. There's I From what I know, there's just gonna be the Fourth Wing and Iron Wing or Iron Flame.
Well, there's gonna be, I think, like a total of 5 in the series.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she's still writing more. So that's why I haven't read Iron Flame yet because I'm scared. I don't want to be left on a cliffhanger.
Exactly.
So I'm not reading it right now because I'm scared. Because
I'm
a lot of people.
also currently reading a Colleen Hoover book.
Can you
Mhm.
close the door?
It's called Slammed. Um, I don't know, it's not my favorite. I like Colleen Hoover, I like her books, but I don't really care for this one. I just wanted to read like her first book that she released, and that's her first book that she released.
I
Oh.
like that.
Mhm.
So what do you feel like you prefer and why when it comes to audiobooks or reading the actual
Mm,
pages?
good question.
That is a good question.
You want to go
I like a
first?
little bit of everything though. I have to say, ever since reading Fourth Wing, because I thought I wasn't gonna like it, um, I think I'm pretty much open to just a lot of different, what do you call it?
Formats.
Yeah.
So, the reason I do audio and ebook is for this reason. I like audiobooks for when I'm busy,
Mhm.
but I do feel like sometimes I'm not paying enough attention when listening to audiobook, so I feel a little bit lost at times. So that's why I tend to read or listen to audiobooks of like movies that I already know because I won't feel
Yeah,
lost.
I do that too
And
because it's almost like you don't have to be
that
100%
present. Yeah.
invested in it. Yeah. But it's
Yep.
also nice to kind of have somewhere for your mind to go, like be
Mhm.
slightly distracted in the
Mhm.
mundane routine of daily life.
Yes.
True.
And then
True.
when I read, I'm like physically reading, I am able to visualize the story because I'm, totally focused on the words. So I'm visualizing that. When I listen to an audiobook, I feel like I'm too distracted from the person talking to me that I can't really visualize what's going on. So for a more
And
immersed experience, I would read it rather than listen.
for me, another thing is if I don't like the narrator,
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. I have to read the book.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, there's some books that I'd much rather hear it in the audiobook because the narrator just takes you so
Mm-hmm.
deeply into it and you feel it's so realistic. Um, I'll have to say with all the audiobooks that I've read, I don't know who the narrator was, but it was The Help. And the way that that woman narrated every character,
Mm-hmm.
it was unbelievable. From the maids to the children, it really made that book come alive. So when you
Mhm.
guys get a chance,
I do want to check it
download
out.
the Help audiobook because I that's what really turned me on to audiobooks and really set the bar really high. So now when I listen to other audiobooks, I always have that standard.
Mhm.
Right.
I think the
And
worst one
I guess I was a bit different. Like I just started reading the actual like book itself because I was like, I don't have time for this. I'm not going to be into this. And I would always listen to audiobooks just because of busy life and just whatever, didn't have the time for it. But I do have to say that I do prefer actually reading the book itself than listening to
Right.
audiobooks because it just it sets it all for you.
Yes.
It does. Again, for me, the audiobook with the narrator, it's important for me to feel that, I don't know, connection to the narrator. But I do and I thought I only liked audiobooks, but well, because of the busyness of life. But there is just something about getting in bed at night and
Exactly.
reading that book. And for me, this might sound crazy, I don't know. The sleep I get at night, falling asleep, like reading a book, it's a very peaceful, like
No,
restful. I don't
I
know if that's the word.
understand it is.
I
It
wake up feeling
is.
refreshed. I don't know. It's so
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know why? Is because you know how like when you're laying in bed, you're thinking about all your problems.
Right. It's exhausting.
Yeah. So when you're focused so much on the book, you're falling asleep to just really those thoughts or whatever, and you don't have enough time to think about your own problems because a lot of times I read until like I'm dropping the book or I feel my eyes closing, then I just turn it off and go to sleep without thinking about nothing else.
Hmm.
Maybe that's probably why it's better for your sleep. So reading books promotes healthy sleeping.
So what
For
is your
me,
guys' beverages that you guys choose to drink while reading?
Coffee.
mm, it depends on the time of day. If it's during the day, I'll like my tea with my creamer. Um, at night when I'm in bed, I like Gatorade or water with a flavor enhancer. What
Not
about you?
bad. I prefer my tea. I try to set aside at least an hour, maybe hour and a half a day to where I can, have time to myself with my tea,
Nice.
drinking my book, reading my book.
Nice.
So, do you guys find yourself when, whatever, listening or reading, like even if you know you don't have time to like even invest much of your time reading the book, whether it's audio or physically reading it, to just read that one line because you're so interested in the book?
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I've done that multiple times, even just pretending to go to the bathroom so I can read a page or two.
Oh yeah, I do that a lot.
I
So what is
feel
your
like
guys' like
pathetic.
most recommended books that you guys have that you guys
Oh,
read so far?
mine's
What would you
Aragon.
guys recommend to everyone?
Aragon.
I never heard of it.
Mm,
You never heard of Aragon?
I don't think so.
Oh, Aragon
that
by
dragon book.
yeah. So I read it a long
Angie
time
likes
ago.
dragons. She's kind of
I
got
do.
a theme of dragons,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
mythical
fantasy.
creatures.
Yeah, I like dragons, vampires, werewolves. The more fantasy, the better. I honestly don't like reading about, I don't know. I like the thrillers, but like, especially those regular romance books, I don't know, they're cringy. But Aragon was my favorite book because I remember reading that in Maine. It was the first book I ever read, but aside from Harry Potter. And
Yeah.
like, that was the first time like reading a book and like I, visualized it and like I could see all of it. I remember the one part of the little boy, I forgot his name, and he's like going in the forest hunting, and when he goes hunts, he stays gone for days. And I remember him far out in the forest where he found the dragon egg, and he bring it back home, not knowing what it was. And I remember like vividly, like he kept the dragon in his room, and the dragon hatched, and then like thinking about it, I'd never seen Aragon movie. But when I think about that book, like I guess I visualize it so realistic that I feel like I watched scenes of it. If that
Already.
makes
You've seen it already.
Yeah.
So let's just say when you've read other books, obviously being a child in school,
Mhm.
whatever. So how you're describing it, I would say Aragon is when you first fell in love with reading and
Mhm.
fictional um
Yes.
stories, let's say.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
fantasy, but I'm not gonna lie, I'll be honest. I am always very into romance books,
Like the
Me
novels.
too.
the
Me too.
regular
But
standard romance.
it's yes, all
Okay.
kinds. I mean, I don't really like the boring, just stereotypical ones,
All right, but what
especially
is
when
your
there's
favorite
always
book?
some kind of twist. On the love one,
No, like your all time, like your
oh, just
favorite.
all time. I mean, whenever I think about a really good book, my brain goes straight to The Help.
Really?
Yes,
I
that
never
was
even
Well,
seen the
if
movie.
you're saying you're into like the romance and everything like that, I really do recommend It Ends With Us.
Wow.
I feel like I'll like that. There was a book I read.
You are
What was
so gonna love that book.
Is
I
that
know
your
I
favorite
feel like
book?
me and Stephanie kind of
Yes.
likes the same kind of storyline, I feel.
Like, I
And I
like the romance, I like the drama, I like the thrillers. I'm not so much into the fictional things. Like, I never was that person into like Harry Potter or like what is it, Lord of the Rings. Like that was not me at all.
That's
I mean,
definitely.
I like those things. I do. I think when it comes to like where it's overly like the creatures and stuff, I lose a little bit of interest. I'm not gonna lie.
I love it. I like
Oh,
romance, but I feel like if it's not like somebody that has special powers or like this special chosen person that grew wings overnight, then it's not that
But this
interesting.
is the thing too.
that's why you like
Since reading
Twilight.
for
This is both.
But this is the thing though, since reading Fourth Wing, something got my interest. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to spoil anything. It got my interest, and I was in shock because it got my interest from Fourth Wing.
I want to know what it was though.
I'll tell you later.
Aw. Well,
Hmm.
you saying things like that, to be honest, is the only reason why I want to finish it. Like Angie just keeps telling me, "Oh, just wait, you're not at the good part yet." But like you making little comments like that
And
is
I'm not
making me
into that
want.
kind of stuff. Like I'm not
I know,
at
so
all.
that's why because I just felt like when I was reading it and you said you really weren't into it, like you texted that day and you said something like, "I don't know, I'm really not feeling it, but I want to see what happens next." So I was like,
Right.
okay. So there must be
Yeah.
something interesting, and obviously it has to do with something with the main character and a love scenario. That's just my idea. Am I right?
Kind of, but no, not really.
Really?
Yeah.
There
Like I
was
feel
a
like
I
they
didn't
try to
really get into like all the love stuff so
they
far.
try to base the story of around the love part, but it's like I read better magical love stories. I feel like just the story of itself, like the setting that it's in, is what makes it very, very interesting. So
So what was your recommended book, Mandy?
The Help.
yeah,
I gotta
you know.
say, mine's is It Ends With Us.
Hmm.
That was mine.
Well, they're making your TV show or whatever you told me. What TV show?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Oh, movie. Oh,
What was the one that I told you to read, Stephanie? And it's going to be, I think, a show on Apple TV. I told you
Oh,
like last year,
I have no idea. I don't remember.
and I think you would really like it. It's that, love thing, but then it gets super mysterious and dramatic.
We'll find
What
out
was
the
it
name of it
called?
and let me know.
so I got a good question. What book have you? Well, they call it DNF. You did not finish. Have you ever
Moby
read?
Dick.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
there's a lot of them. But the first one, and I
Yeah. What
tried
was
so
your
many
first?
times. I tried so many times to get into the TV show, and Mandy already knows this.
Harry
What?
Potter.
No, not Harry Potter. The Handmaid's
Oh.
Tales.
Oh
What?
man, that is good. I never read the book, but the TV series is
I got
fire.
halfway through it and I gave up on it. I couldn't read it anymore.
Are you serious?
Stephanie, it's
What?
all
Yeah.
the things that you would like. You just have to give it a chance. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll try it
The first,
again. I'll put it back
the
on my list and try it
Okay,
again.
so what book was there a book that you didn't finish?
The Handmaid's Tales.
Oh, you read it?
Yeah, I figured maybe I'll like,
Oh,
reading about it. Besides, if I don't
oh.
like it, I'll try it.
The Handmaid's Tales, the book came out in the 80s.
I didn't know that.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just seen
It
that
was just
picture.
recently, like a couple weeks before we started talking about all this book talk. I tried The Handmaid's Tales and I just
Well, I'm sure the book's
stopped
not
reading it.
different. Was there something that you didn't finish, Mandy?
Moby Dick,
I don't even know what it's about.
a whale.
Oh,
I
mine
just
was-
wanted to read something that was um it was on the like a list, the most like top 10 most read books or whatever.
oh,
Harry Potter was another one that I couldn't finish.
Harry Potter was good.
really? Mine was
Yep.
the first time ever that I didn't finish a book. I read it and then I had to just stop. It's called Twisted Love. I don't know her name. Anne
I've seen
Hung.
everybody talking about that book.
It's not what I expected. I had no one because usually when I read a book, I don't read what it's about. I just go into it. Just read it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
This
that's how I
was
did with the Jeanette McCurdy one.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
well,
For sure.
I don't. I just started reading it, and I listened to it maybe because I was on audio, and it was so cringy. I did enjoy because it was like a back and forth POV. So it was like one chapter it was the girl talking, and then the next chapter would be like the guy's perspective. So I
I don't know
liked
if I
that
like that.
writing. No, it was interesting because you get to see like what the other person she's interested is thinking and feeling. So I enjoyed that, but it was just so cringy. It was like a knockoff version of 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, I like 50 Shades of Grey.
I mean, I liked the Shades of Grey too, but this was just, I really think it was because it was the audio part I didn't like. And it was like a girl trying to do a man voice. And it was just like, I don't know. I had to just turn it off because it was just really bad.
There was another book that it was taking forever for me to read, like months and months, and I wanted so badly to read this book, but I just got so
Mm.
miserable reading it. It was Inkheart.
I'm
I
not
never heard of
Inkheart.
it.
Was it when we lived in Maine?
Yeah, we had the book in Maine.
I read
And
it. You didn't
I
like
didn't
it?
finish it. No, I wasn't into it for some reason. And then the movie came out, and then I tried watching the movie, and I couldn't watch the movie either.
I kind of don't even remember what it was about, but I remember reading it and liking it.
Well,
Like I liked it so much. Oh, what happened to
what happened
Stephanie?
to Stephanie?
Oh God. Wait. Maybe someone calling her.
Inkheart was about where the mother got read into the book because
Oh,
the
right.
father was so like great at reading or whatever.
Because what I remember about the book, I remember reading it and I remember thinking about what happened next because I want to know more. And I remember I finished the book. So I don't remember if they made other books for it.
Inkheart?
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
it's
don't
about and I
remember.
never heard of it.
I mean, I was, I don't know, 15 when I read that, or 14. And again, it was probably just a popular thing at the time
I'm gonna add
because
to
that's
my
usually how I end up reading something
Oh,
is
see?
because
She did have other books, so I could actually find out what else happened. So there's three, because I really remember reading that, and I remember lying in bed and wondering, oh, did maybe this happen, and visualizing a whole scene of what could happen. But I'm gonna put that on my list and read it.
So what would you guys say is like I don't know, the fastest book that you guys got through?
Divine
Gypsy
Rivals.
Rose.
Well, yeah, Gypsy Rose was a short book.
I didn't do that. I read Divine Rivals and Rootless Vows in a total of 3 days. I read 2 books. And each
I don't know.
book
I
was like,
got through Verity really fast, but
oh
I was
yeah,
listening to an
I did.
audiobook too.
Yeah, I did that
I
too
was
once.
really hooked on that.
Oh, on
Yeah.
Britney Spears, the Britney Spears book.
I
Oh
still didn't
yeah.
read that yet. I'm still waiting on that.
Well, I mean, it's easier to listen to audiobooks faster, especially when you speed them up.
Yeah, but you guys don't understand. I was so into that Verity book by what's her name?
Colleen Hoover, your favorite
No.
author?
Is it Colleen Hoover?
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
so.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought it was the other lady. I can't think of her name, but I would listen to the audiobook during the day and then have the book, regular book itself to
Oh
read
yeah.
at night because I couldn't put it down. I had to
Mm.
always see like what was going on.
I'm not
I
gonna
did
lie,
it
I got through Twilight Saga really fast. I did
fast.
not put that book, all the books down. Mom would argue with me because even like at the grocery store, I was reading the book. So I finished all of the books in 3 days.
See,
Well,
that's
you're
another
doing
thing
the
too
food.
with me saying like I don't like the fantasy and the creatures and everything. Everyone was into Twilight
Mhm.
long
Yeah,
time
but
ago.
I did get you into Twilight
I
for a minute.
For a little bit I was into it, but I never finished it. It's
Okay.
TV shows. It's not a movie.
What is your guys' like current TV show or TV show you're liking lately?
I'm not currently watching any
S-
TV show.
for those of you who are really into like documentaries and crime, I highly suggest American Murder, I think it's called on Netflix.
Okay.
It's a really good series. It's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 episodes long, but it was really, really good. Like I was glued in front of the television for a while, the whole
What
day.
is this? What is this one about? Is it where they're in Alaska?
No, this
Oh.
is just a documentary about a kidnapped woman.
Oh, okay. I never
I'm
heard
not
of that.
watching anything right now. Oh, Stephanie, Grey's Anatomy
Either.
starts next month.
I
Oh,
thought it
really?
was, but then
What?
they end Grey's Anatomy?
I don't
No.
know. I know it starts up in March.
It's just been on hold. A lot of the shows have been on hold because of the whatever it's called, writers something.
Strike or something?
Strike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. We watched
I haven't
something
been
called The
watching Tubi
Bodyguard.
any
I didn't really
Tubi,
care for it.
The Bodyguard.
I don't know. Vince wanted to watch it.
Did any of you guys see the new Charlie Willy Wonka?
yeah, I've seen the
No.
movie theaters. It was pretty good.
Mm-mm.
It was good, but it wasn't what I thought. I don't know why going into the movie theaters, I was so excited. I thought it was going to be like how Willy Wonka became Willy Wonka. Basically, it was how he started the factory. So you still have
Mm.
no clue why is he magical? Why does he have a chocolate factory? How can he make all these magical candies? You still
He
have
didn't
no
make
idea.
anything magical. He's not
Yeah,
magical.
yes.
What do you
He
mean he's
makes
magical?
candy and turned a girl into a blueberry. He made a
Mm-hmm.
chocolate river. You know, he has all these different kind of candies that not a normal person, ordinary person can make.
Oh, that's fine.
So the whole show tells you nothing about how he became Willy Wonka. It just tells you how he started the factory. So you're still left confused.
I mean, I would like to watch it just because I'm a fan of Willy Wonka and
It was
the
good. Yes, it
Tim
was
Burton
good.
ones.
I enjoyed it, and it was a musical. I love musicals, but you just can't go into the movie. I don't know why I thought it was like, oh, we're gonna see how he became Willy Wonka. No,
I didn't have any, I still don't have any expectations. I just want to see it. And I liked Timothy Chalamet as an actor.
he did make a good Willy Wonka. I did like it. Like I would watch it again,
How's
but
it?
just now I know.
You're looking good over there.
And the Oompa Loompa was Hugh Grant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love Hugh Grant.
So that was like a really good part of the show too, was him being the Oompa Loompa.
I would like to see it, but it's not like, like I have to see it.
I mean, it was good. Like I would definitely see it again, and it was you do get to know get the story of how he became friends with the Oompa Loompas.
Well,
But
you
that's
don't
about
you
as far as
learn that in Charlie and Chocolate Factory though?
no.
Yeah, he sees them in the Amazon or whatever. And remember, he goes like this, "You
Oh.
come live with me" or whatever.
Yeah, supposedly that's not what happened.
Mm.
Guess what really happens is that
I guess we gotta watch it to find out.
I don't know. A lot of people don't like the Tim Burton one, but I love everything that
Oh
Tim
yeah, I
Burton
went
has
to
ever
that one.
created,
Yeah.
and anything with Johnny Depp. I've never seen a movie with Johnny Depp, and I'm like, I don't like that.
It's true.
So
But we'll never see another movie with him again.
yeah, I don't blame him.
And
I kind
to
of
think about
heard um after he won the trial that pirates wanted him back,
Yes.
um, which I thought was pretty insulting.
And this is old news we're talking about, though.
Yeah, I'm just saying though.
But I'm just saying too, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. I never was into Pirates of the Caribbean.
You're
Stephanie,
crazy. You are crazy.
I know, never was into it.
I like anything that just makes me with my head's in the clouds because I don't like no part of reality. So the more distracted I could be, the better.
Like, and especially when there's very attractive actors too, it makes it that much more better.
Yep.
Even though I don't like Orlando Bloom outside of Pirates, but whatever.
Mm-hmm. He was only not good in Pirates. Anything else is junk.
Well, other movie with him that I don't remember anything about the movie except thinking that like I only liked him as a pirate. It was a love story with him and a blonde girl. I can see the cover, like the artwork
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't really.
of him sitting on a bench. I don't know. Or is he chasing her?
What was his name in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Will.
Oh yeah. So when you see him in any other movie, that's not Will.
Yeah, no way.
It's funny.
But I think they came out with like a lot of pirates. I didn't see the last two or whatever.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I couldn't tell you anything about it.
They're all
I
equally
seen
as
bits and
good.
pieces of the first one, and that is it.
I watched the first one
Hmm.
multiple times.
I've watched the first one like a gazillion times.
Mm-hmm.
How many is there? I want to say I've seen three.
I think maybe.
There's Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Purse, Dead Man's Chest, what? And then
Oh, I figured out there's 5.
there's five.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say I've seen three, but I'm very confident I've seen two. Now I feel like I need to go on a Pirates binge.
So the last one's Dead Man Tells No Tales.
I don't think I've seen that. What was it? Joey, what's the third Pirates of the Caribbean called? Third Pirates of the Caribbean called?
And like At World's End or something like that. Was it? Yeah, At World's End.
At World's End. Yeah, you're right.
And then the fourth one is On Stranger Tides.
I don't think I've seen that. If I did, I don't remember anything about it.
That is the one with what's her name? I'll tell you right now. Penelope Cruz was in there. And she was like Johnny Depp's love interest or like lover.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to watch them.
So I don't know. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. You just gotta watch it. The last one was pretty sad. I'm pretty sure I cried.
I don't know. I'll have to watch it, but I mean, I can't really imagine myself watching it anytime soon, but I do.